Hello, my name is Katherine Hine, and I'm the theater teacher at Clay High School's Magnet program for the Visual and Performing Arts. March is Theater in Our Schools month, and I wanted to take just a moment to brag about some of the amazing theater classes that we offer here right in South Bend. Theater Arts is a year-long class that students typically take as their introduction to theater. In that class, we cover everything from performance to research, improvisation to scene work. There's a lot of different things that are covered in here, and the students learn how to perform in front of each other, how to perform independently in small groups and in larger groups, and then, of course, improvisational activities. So it's a very good introduction. Students take this class with a variety of backgrounds. Some of them have never even stood on a stage before, and some of them have seemingly been growing up on a stage ever since they were little. After they take the year of theater arts, the next logical step is advanced theater arts. Advanced theater arts basically picks up right where theater arts ended off with a monologue. This time, advanced theater students actually get to write their own monologue. There have been different projects assigned for this, ranging from writing a monologue based on personal experiences, creating an entirely brand new character, interviewing somebody and creating a monologue based on that, and researching residents of our local South Bend cemeteries to then create a new piece in order to honor their memory. Also in advanced theater arts, we focus on different pieces of dramatic literature. Specifically, we spend a lot of time on Tennessee Williams' A Streetcar Named Desire. We read that, analyze the material, and then students also have the opportunity to perform a scene from that. In advanced theater arts, we cover acting techniques, we learn about fight choreography, and it all results in a bigger production than what they would have done in theater arts. After both of these performing classes, the other performance class that we offer is a semester of musical theater. Musical theater is intended as a class to go ahead and introduce and prepare students to do any kind of musical theater experience, whether it be here at Clay High School or elsewhere. Musical theater as a class is structured in such a way that we cover the main topics of singing, acting, and dancing, before then compiling it all together into one performance at the end of the semester. The focus here is not only on confidence and studying different styles, but also on creating an audition and a portfolio and an actual audition process. If you're perhaps not as interested in the performing aspects, we do offer behind the scenes classes as well. Two of those popular ones include technical theater and theater production. In technical theater, we deal with a lot of the very hands-on kinds of thing, including costuming, hair and makeup, set design and set building, lighting, and sound. We range everything from studying the concept of a piece and analyzing a script from technical elements to designing and creating a set, both in the computer in a digital sense and in a physical small-scale sense. We also learn how to do different kinds of stage makeup. We learn to study the history of the time period of the play in order to create costumes and hair and makeup that work for the characters. And then students also get their hands on the actual boards. In theater production, we continue to look at that behind the scenes, but it's more from a production standpoint, meaning that we look at scheduling, budgeting, copyright issues, and how to work with actors from a directing standpoint. Basically, what I always tell students is that taking theater production prepares them to take over my own job. We also have a number of literature classes. Whereas these two classes used to be one big class, they've now been split up in order to provide more information on those specific topics. Dramatic literature looks at plays ranging from ancient Greek time all the way up to modern plays written by different minority groups. We look at Victorian comedy, we look at medieval morality plays, and then of course we look at modern things that touch on modern topics for students. We also have a class just called Shakespeare, which is pretty self-explanatory. In the class for Shakespeare, we do touch on his poetry, but we really focus on the plays. We address not only the plays as they are written in a more classical sense, but we also take a deeper look at the problematic nature of Shakespeare's pieces as performed in the modern world. For example, how might Othello pose problems to today's production groups? How might The Taming of the Shrew be a difficult piece to conceptualize given modern sentimentalities? So we take a look at this in a very analytical sense. Students aren't just expected to read Shakespeare and then move on. They will actually be able to understand what it is that they're reading and why Shakespeare has managed to last as long as it has. Another literature class that is relatively new throughout the past few years is film literature. Noticing that there was a need for film classes, we created this class in order to look at film in its different literary elements. So we look at critique of film and how to write a strong critique of a film. We look at adaptation from written material to visual and audio material that we would see in films. And then we also look at screenwriting. Students have an experience of doing all of these different things, as well as watching a number of important films and then talking through those as a class. We offer a class in creative writing. This is a semester-long class that touches on everything from poetry to short stories to longer pieces. We talk about pre-writing, which is always a little bit hard for most of our students. And then we also talk about different genres and different formats. One of my favorite projects that we do in this class is Choose Your Own Adventure, where students get to actually create multiple possible paths for their reader to follow. Finally, we offer a speech class. Speech is an empowering aspect for students to learn, not only from a theatrical standpoint, but just from any kind of situation, whether it be in the workforce or simply talking to another person. It's imperative that our students know not only how to structure their speech and their thought process, but how to get over any kind of hardships that they might find, whether it be having a stutter or simply not having the confidence to stand in front of people and share their own ideas. Speech class looks at a variety of different kinds of speeches, and then students have plenty of practical practice in order to get the experiences required to give a strong speech. So, have I piqued your interest? If you're interested in learning more about our magnet program for the visual and performing arts, please contact us. I've included here the address and the phone number for Clay High School here in the South Bend Community School District. Also, if you'd like to send me any emails, please go ahead and look at the address at the very bottom of the screen here. I'm happy to respond to any emails or put you in touch with somebody who might be able to help you learn more information. Thanks so much for watching this, and remember to support theater in your schools throughout the entire part of March and then beyond. Have a great day.